Alright guys, Forsaken just did something huge, including a brand new collab accessible to everyone, a secret badge nobody noticed, and even Treadstone finally releasing soon. Let's get into it! There was a brand new collaboration that Forsaken just announced, and honestly, it was one of the most random partnerships nobody expected to happen, which is the official collab with Opera GX. As part of the collab, Forsaken has started giving out a bunch of free rewards over the course of 7 days. To claim these rewards, all you have to do is download Opera GX, enter your Roblox username, and then claim the rewards daily as they unlock. A lot of players were immediately interested because some of these rewards are actually pretty good. On day 1, players can unlock the Web Surfer Veronica skin, which even comes with custom features that make it more unique compared to a standard recolor skin. Then later on days 4 and 7, players can unlock 2 additional skins called Binary Breacher Chance and Digital Rider 1X. There's also a timer showing exactly how long you have until the next reward unlocks, meaning you need to keep checking back daily if you want every item before the event ends. However, despite the rewards being free, the response to this collab has honestly been pretty divided. A lot of players quickly started criticizing Forsaken and Opera GX because mobile players weren't even able to properly access the rewards. Since the collab mainly focuses on downloading the PC version of Opera GX, many mobile users felt completely left out. Console players were also frustrated because they couldn't properly participate either, which instantly caused backlash throughout the community. Some people pointed out that console users could technically try using a mobile device instead, but many players still felt annoyed that the collab launched in such a limited state to begin with. There were also additional problems involving login errors and 400 error codes, stopping players from even claiming the rewards in the first place. Opera GX has since responded and stated that those issues have now been fixed and login should properly work again. They also mentioned they are trying to roll out a special reward system for mobile users later on so mobile players can eventually claim the same rewards too. We still don't know exactly when that update will release, but it will most likely happen before the collab event fully ends. Even though a lot of the technical issues are apparently being fixed, players are still frustrated because some parts of the collab continue to bug out and not work correctly for everyone. Was this actually a good collab for Forsaken? Something hidden in Forsaken was recently discovered that almost nobody noticed at all, which is a secret badge that has apparently been sitting inside the game since January 5th, 2025. The badge has a description saying "Discover the truth." The weird thing is that nobody actually knows what it's supposed to unlock or what it even means, because there have never been any updates or explanations surrounding it. This immediately caused a bunch of theories to start appearing throughout the community. A lot of players believe Forsaken has been trying to slowly move more of its lore directly into the game itself, instead of only keeping it on Discord. Right now, there are already a lot of pieces of lore hidden in the lobby, especially involving characters like Sixer, Noob, Jane, and John Doe. But with a bunch of other additional lore on Discord with lore about the altar even with Chrysican back in December. That's why many players think this badge could have originally been connected to some kind of hidden in-game storyline or quest system. One of the biggest theories surrounding the badge actually connects it to the scrapped Growlusium skin. On the map Yellow One's Wrath, there is a mysterious green lock that players still haven't been able to access despite it existing for nearly an entire year. Since Growlusium itself was heavily themed around the color green, many players started connecting the two together. The theory is that we originally would have unlocked Growlusium through this lock and earned the Discover the Truth badge in the process. Some think it could instead be tied to future lore quests involving upcoming survivors or hidden storylines explaining how certain characters got forsaken, like how the Jane Doe release made everyone collect folders to then unlock some lore in the files, and something similar could work with this badge as well. Nobody knows what this about so far, so the only thing we can speculate what it was for, and since this badge remained hidden for so long, it's even more mysterious now. What do you think this secret badge is hiding? So Treadstone is actually going to be releasing relatively soon after all. Previously, one of the Battle Bricks developers mentioned that the skin most likely wouldn't arrive during the Azure update, which disappointed a lot of players who were expecting it sooner. However, Hytoko recently posted on Discord confirming that Treadstone is now close to being finished, with music production and finalization on both sides reportedly coming to an end. This means the skin is finally getting much closer to actually releasing inside Forsaken. What makes this even more interesting is that Treadstone apparently isn't the only skin involved anymore either. Several older Survivor skins that were previously shop exclusive are now returning as badge exclusive rewards connected to Battle Bricks chapters. These include Turking Shedletsky, Deathbringer Guest 1337, Warhead Taff, and Luckroll Chance. Instead of simply buying these skins from the shop again, players will now reportedly be able to unlock them for free by completing different chapter badges within Battle Bricks itself. A lot of players think this was probably the original intention from the beginning, making these collab skins feel more rewarding and unique instead of just releasing them normally inside Forsaken. It honestly gives players a much bigger reason to actually complete the chapters rather than simply spending currency on the skins instantly. Even though Treadstone now seems very close to releasing, it's still unclear whether it will fully arrive during the Azure update itself or slightly afterward, depending on how finalized everything is. Are you excited to finally see the skin release?
That is why Fulton County...
Why Noli is actually purple. If you go back and look at some of the older designs for the character from other games, Noli originally appeared much darker and was more of a blacked out figure rather than having the bright purple appearance we see in Forsaken today. Because of this, a lot of people have started questioning why the character suddenly became purple in the first place. One of the biggest theories players have come up with is connected to royalty and status. The color purple has commonly been associated with royalty for years, and since Noli wears the Void Crown, many people think the developers wanted the entire design to match that theme. It would honestly make sense for the purple color to represent Noli's power and importance within the lore. However, there is another explanation that many players think is the real reason behind the design choice. A lot of people believe Forsaken was actually inspired by Hello John Doe, which is a popular Friday Night Funkin' mod created by Infree. In that mod, one of the characters shown is Noli, and that was one of the first times people really saw the character designed with a purple appearance. Because of this, many players now think Forsaken based their version of Noli off that interpretation of the character. Honestly, both explanations make a lot of sense and could easily connect together. Even though Valentine's Day has already passed, players have started discovering multiple unreleased Valentine's-themed skins hidden in Forsaken, and a lot of people are confused about why they're showing up now instead of back in February. The first one is the Love Core Slasher skin for Slasher. What makes it stand out the most is that Slasher actually appears to have no hands at first. Her hands stay hidden behind her back most of the time, but whenever she uses abilities like Raging Pace, she suddenly brings them forward while walking extremely sassily with the glowing heart effect in her eye. The second skin is Queen of Hearts Shedletsky. The skin seems to have the old slash animation, a completely different sword, and even a heart effect that goes directly through the top of Bright Eye's head. There was also a third hidden skin discovered called Lover's Coral Noli. This skin changes Noli's Void Star into a love letter and adds a flaring shadow effect underneath Noli, which gives it more of that sinister-looking effect to the skin. Many people have said they will buy this skin as well whenever it releases. Hopefully, they come out soon, as the devs probably just forgot to add them or were still making them at the time. So Forsaken are preparing way more than we expected. What else could drop in the next update? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.